no, no.
Oh, I'm hit!
No! I hate this stupid game!
Yes! See, Kyle, I told you I'd win at your stupid game.
Nice work, babe. Wait a minute. How long you been playing this game?
It's my first time.
Ah, I give up. Sorry, Gandalf. Glamdring. It's been a good run.
Honey, what are you doing?
Nothing? So to say I've been frustrated with my PlayStation lately is a bit of an understatement. But then, all that changed when I got this. That right there is an invite to join PlayStation's beta program for their latest software update that includes M.2 hard drive access. So what does that mean exactly? Well, if you have a PlayStation 5, you know that you only have about 850 gigabytes of internal storage that you can run your PS5 games off of. Now, you can install an external hard drive for your PS4 games, but if you want your PS5 games on there, they're limited to that storage. Well, Sony is about to change all of that. So being part of the beta program means I get to install an M.2 hard drive into my PlayStation 5 to more than double my memory capacity. That means I can play my PlayStation 5 games off of solid state memory that is much faster than my external hard drive. So today we're going to install the beta software, and I'm going to show you how to install an M.2 hard drive into your PlayStation 5 as well as a heatsink. Be careful with this, it's a pretty expensive little console, and don't burn the house down.
See, Kyle, I told you I'd be good at your stupid game.
Nice work, babe. Did you look right at the camera?
I know, maybe I did.
You did, you looked straight into it. Alright, so first things first, I got an email from Sony with an access code that I put into the PlayStation Store, which gave me the ability to download the beta software. I haven't actually done it yet. So we're going to go to System, we're going to go to System Software Updates, and there it is. It just popped open. Update System Software to Beta. Beta version will install, it'll restart and complete. And here's all the good stuff. There it is. PCIe 4.0 M.2 SSDs with a capacity of 250 gigabytes minimum and 4 terabyte maximum. So we're going to install this and I'll be back with you. Got the software updated. I'm not going to go in depth about this because I don't know if I can, but I do want to point out that I do like that it says PS4 or PS5 next to the games, so you know what system the game's from. That's kind of cool. But now that we got this all updated, we're going to tear the PlayStation apart and we're going to install that M.2 drive. So step one is to shut this puppy off. Nope, I don't want to do that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Okay, I think I knew all that. Perfect. Okay. If you're about to open up your PlayStation, do not put it into standby mode. Shut it off. Wait for the lights to shut off, and then unplug everything and get it to somewhere you can work on it. So here is the PlayStation 5 in all of its glory. It's actually crazy because I always thought that this was the top. If you were to lay it down outside with the disk drive being on the bottom like that, apparently that's backwards. So to access the M.2, you actually have to put it with the disk drive facing up. You'll notice on one end there are, which is the bottom, that there's a kind of a tab coming over, or a piece coming over the bottom here, and then the top is just flat, like there's no, you see this obviously hugs the bottom of the thing. So what we're going to do to open this, the top is right here, okay? You're going to slide it down and pull it up, which sounds kind of like a weird thing to do. And I need to flip it around because I can't do it that way, unfortunately. Slide it down while you're pulling it up. So you apply a little bit of upward pressure and downward pressure, and it pops open, just like that. Now what we're looking for is this right here. This little piece right here. That is the M.2 hard drive enclosure. All you're going to need is a small Phillips head screwdriver. We're going to unscrew this one screw, pull it out, and there we go. That is where the M.2 hard drive is going to go. Head over to Sony's website to talk about the actual list of compatible M.2 hard drives. There are several of them, but the biggest thing is that it has to be a Generation 4 or basically a 4.0 M.2 hard drive. Now, if you look inside the PlayStation here, you'll notice that it has several different holes. And each one of these holes, because M.2 hard drives come in various lengths. If you get one that ends in an 80, you're going to use this mounting screw here. If you get one that ends in 60, here, 42, 30, and so on and so forth. M.2 drives have various different sizes, so you can use any make and model as long as it meets the speed requirements set forth by Sony. The thing about these 4.0 generation M.2 drives is they can be expensive, and I mean really expensive. I picked up this Sabrent Rocket M.2 drive off of Amazon for about $150. And I actually, I paid for the more expensive one because it came with a heat sink with it, which is this guy right here. Now, Sony recommends that you use a heat sink on your M.2 drive to help dissipate the heat coming off of the memory, because it gets pretty hot as it's being used. Unfortunately, as you can tell by the case here, that's not a lot of room going bottom to top. So what I discovered when I was test fitting this is that the heatsink that comes with this Sabrent one is just too big. It's too fat. This is the Sabrent heatsink. This thing sticks to the M.2 hard drive, and it's a bulky boy. If I use this heatsink, I will not be able to get the heatsink shield back on it. It just won't fit. So I'm at a bit of a crossroads with it, whether I use this without putting the shield back on, because the cover will still fit, or do I go with a low profile heatsink? I know this one will work better, but at the end of the day, I figured that Sony designed this to be closed. So maybe it has something to do with airflow or dust or whatever. So to me, I'm going to make sure that this cover is able to be used. So what I did is I went down to Micro Center and I bought this little kit here for $20. It's actually a NVMe SSD. It's an M.2 adapter to go to a PCIe 4 slot, so you can use this in a desktop computer. But within this packaging, because it's low profile, it also has a low profile heatsink, which is this little guy right here. So we're going to put this low profile heatsink on top of our M.2 drive with some thermal tape, and then it will still be able to fit in the packaging here. Or I guess slot. You know what I mean. So I've got my 1 terabyte M.2 drive from Sabrent. I've got my heatsink here, my low profile heatsink. I have some thermal tape that came with the heatsink. So first things first, I'm going to thermal tape to the heatsink. Make sure it's lined up nice. Now on the M.2 drive, there's a sticker here, which actually is a minor heatsink. Do not peel this sticker off. Leave this sticker on here, because that actually takes the heat of all the chips here and kind of pulls it upward. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other piece of tape off of my heatsink. I'm going to line it up to this sticker. Give it a gentle yet firm press. There we go. So now the M.2 drive has a heatsink, low profile heatsink on top of it. Back inside the PS5, we have a mounting screw down here at the very, very end that is included by Sony that you will need to mount your drive in here. So we're going to take that screw out and we're going to set it aside. there's also a little barrel adapter in there that we can't lose either. This little metal barrel. So make sure that comes out as well with the screw. The M.2 installation is very simple. There is a small lip down here where you're going to see the pins. And as long as you have the correct M.2 drive with the proper teeth on it, if you notice there's a tiny little gap right here, that's what you're looking for. It's going to sit down into that little slot, and then you're going to give it some firm pressure going backwards, or I'm sorry, from the back going forwards. And then you'll notice it kind of is loose and flimsy in here, but it is connected. This is where that little barrel connector is going to slide back into the 80 spot, because this is a 2280 is the code for this length of M.2 drive. I believe it's 22 millimeters wide by 80 millimeters long, 2280. That's where they get the numbers from. Once you have that little barrel extension in there, you're going to put the screw back in to securely hold the M.2 drive in place. Look at that. She's in. It is about as hard as that. Up next, we're going to take our cover, secure it back in. With that low profile heatsink, it fits in just perfect, no problems. We're going to put our big PlayStation screw back in, screw that thing down. How difficult is that? Drive is in. We're going to take our PlayStation, take our cover from the bottom, which is over here. It will kind of just sit on here, and it'll kind of slide forward and upward on its own if you just drop it. But then you give it a little pressure down and towards the top of the PlayStation. You heard that click. That's it. You have just officially installed 1 terabyte of memory into your PlayStation 5. Let's hook this baby back up and see what the software looks like. There we go. It says to use your M.2 SSD, you need to format it. When you format your M.2 SSD, all data will be deleted. Yes, we are going to format the M.2 SSD. The read speed of your M.2 SSD is as follows. 5,623 megabits per second. I think that ought to be fast enough. M.2 has been formatted. To change your games or install, go to Settings, Storage, Installation, Location. If you're going to remove it, turn off the PS5 first. Got it. There you go. It says we have the beta installed. And if we want to make changes to it, we can go back in and revert to the previous. Alright, so settings, storage, console storage, we have 667.2 gigs. I have 34 gigs free. Weird. M.2 storage, it's a Sabrent Rocket 4.01 terabyte. Oh my gosh. It actually is 1.01 terabytes, which gives me a full 1 terabyte of free space. How awesome is that? They actually make it a little bit bigger than it should be so that your actual usable space is a full terabyte. Oh my goodness. And I do still have my external hard drive hooked up that has quite a few games on here. So I'm actually going to, and then installation location, PS5 games and apps. We're going to switch that to the M.2 SSD. PS4 games and apps. I'm going to keep it on my USB extended storage because that is a solid state hard drive wired with the USB 3.0. But look at this. Console storage, games and apps. There they are. Now, I'm actually going to go to my USB extended storage here, because the game that we play all the time right now is still Warzone. So I'm going to take Modern Warfare. I'm going to select items to move, which is Modern Warfare. And check it out. I have it selected here. I can go up to movable to M.2 SSD at the top. Modern Warfare shows 101.8. So I will have 897 gigs available after moving this over. So perfect. We're going to keep that selected. We're going to move. That's going from a external solid state hard drive to the internal M.2 drive. And that is not moving very fast, so it's going to take a little bit. So I will come back to you once that's moved over. I'm actually not going to come back to you after this moves because, quite frankly, I don't have anything else to show you. It's moving. It's going to be a lot faster when I go to play the game. I don't have any fancy setup that I can show you exactly how fast it loads between the external hard drive or the internal M.2 drive. I don't have any fun speed tests to run aside from what I just showed you when I installed it. So I guess the point of this video was to show you how easy it is to install that M.2 drive, and I think we figured that out. The software makes it really easy to install it and configure it. Now, this is the beta still, so I'm sure this will change before the full production release comes out. But how awesome is this that you have blazing fast speed in your actual console storage now that you can put your PS5 games on. I will put a link to this particular SSD into the description below, the M.2, the Sabrent Rocket. I'll put that in the description below, as well as a low-profile heatsink that will work off of Amazon as well. So feel free to grab those now if you're in the beta, or if you want to just get them so that as soon as this is fully released, you're ready for it. Go ahead and grab them off that link. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Whenever you're ready.
I thought you did 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Just go whenever you're ready.
Okay. No, just do 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
No.
Okay. No, it's Super Valley Girl.
Okay. I got it. Okay.
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 Let's do that.
It's my first time.
Did you look over at me after you said that?
Shit, yeah.
Okay. Okay.